Okay, hello everyone. Before we will start our webinar, I would like you on the left corner on your screen, you may see the chart. So please type there if you could hear me and if you could see the picture on your screen. And if it is okay, just let me know and we will start. Okay, great. You can hear me properly, so let's start our webinar. And today our topic is corporate internal investigation, what you need to know. My name is Katerina Bisaga and I am Assistant Compliance Officer of Eltoma Corporate Services. Our agenda for today is to know reasons for conducting an internal investigation, key success factors of an effective internal investigation, productive cooperation with top-level managers, penalties which arise under the FCPA and UK Bribery Act, and basic skills that an expert in the sphere of corporate investigation should hold. So, what is internal investigation? Internal investigations are a vital part of a security program. It's a serious matter when an employee is alleged to be violating company rules. So-called insider threats can cause as much damages as thieves outside. The threats may come from different forms. It's accounting fraud, outright theft of physical assets, unauthorized access to manipulate data or to sell it, threats, sexual harassment, or other inappropriate forms of behavior on communication. I want to mention that it's not the full list of threats, and threats could be different and depends on company business activities. For example, if it's legal company and you have a lot of clients in civil law or in contract law, the person or paralegal or legal advisor may sell confidential information. For example, that any company signed an agreement with any other for big amount of sum. And this information may cause some damages to one or another party. It's just a simple example of it. As you know the crimes, and now we will discuss advantages and disadvantages of internal and external investigation. If we talk about advantage of external investigation, first of all, it's documentation for authorities and reduction of liability risk. Advantage of external investigation is also that this investigation will be held by non-company staff members. So you may hire one legal company which deals with internal investigation, or a physical person which specialization is internal investigation, and this person will hold all the investigation from the beginning till the end and prepare you the results of such investigation. Usually such external investigation is cost effective for the company, and also sometimes investigator could tell you one price, but during the investigation, if he will find out some additional information, and if the power of this investigation should have more time and more ability to do, the external investigator will tell you that the price for this investigation will be higher. It's disadvantage. If we will talk about advantages of internal investigation, it's effective monitoring instrument. It reduces general risk, is costly and time consuming. It reduces exposure to government action and presents opportunity to correct problems before they lead to litigation. But one main disadvantage of internal investigation is that the investigation may have influence from senior management, and sometimes despite the fact that this investigation must be independent, some people trying to be in favor of one of the top management team member and provide one-side investigation. This is the main disadvantage of internal investigation, unfortunately. So we will continue how to have great and success internal investigation. First of all, it's have clear policies. Policy is helpful in several regards. It should dictate the appropriate personnel and procedures for internal investigations at your organization. Clearly written policy will help you arrive at a successful and correct outcome. Avoid common blunders, ensure that proper documentation is kept, and keep your company out of legal hot water. If you have a policy how internal investigation should be, what people should be involved, the whole procedure, and every staff member of your company know about this policy. First of all, in some situation, a staff member will think, okay, they have policy, so they could detect me, and this could help to stop people from some misconduct inside the company. Next point is what in the policy you must have the checklist what you need to check in your internal investigation. First of all, it's fine definition of the subject matter of the investigation, its essence and qualification. Fine definition of the objects of the investigation, their structure and powers. Study of materials of previous investigation, audit and audit checks. Before start ever, if it's the first investigation, yeah, it will be harmful for the company because it's the first time when such investigation will take place. But if company have some investigations previously, before start any new, it's better to see the results of previous investigations. If previous internal investigation was not successful, it's the reason to think, okay, maybe now it's time to provide external investigation, to take on board some another member and give him this opportunity to provide this internal investigation. So every time before, if you have the situation when you need to do this, you must look to your previous results in internal investigation and decided what type of investigation is better for now, internal or external. You also need to minimize witness intimidation because certain witnesses to the key investigation might feel intimidated by the alleged wrongdoer, even by the simple fact that the alleged wrongdoer is in the workplace. Even worse, the alleged wrongdoer and even the complaint might intimate, harass, or retaliate against witnesses in an attempt to influence the outcome of the investigation. If you have a situation when the internal investigation staff member must speak with witnesses, with other staff members, before doing this, you must have a list of staff members with which you will speak. And also, during the meeting with such staff members, you should inform the staff member that the fact that they have conversation with internal investigator must be kept in secret, and nobody should know why and for what reason and about what investigator talk about such staff member. It's the gold rule for internal investigation and with the situation when some staff members involved as witnesses in some cases. Main problem is the formation of commission for conducting internal investigation, because you need to determine the members of the commission and their powers. You should determine the need to attract independent specialists. and prevention of participation in the structure of the commission of the interest person. Because usually top management and high management of the company, they always have the interest that internal investigation should done in such and such way, because they could protect their own interest or their own staff members. So it's better when top management is not involved in internal investigation. It's better when medium management and just junior staff, standard staff members involved in this, because usually they know the situation inside the company more than the top management. Also, due to their positions, they may know this more about the problem and the situations that lead to internal investigation. And usually such commissions involved should have three or five team members. It depends on the sphere, on the structure of the company, and on the problem which arises. And as I mentioned, the main problem is how to inform the the top managers about the fact that internal investigation will take place, and how to inform the management about the results and about the ongoing monitoring of internal investigations. First of all, you should understand their status, position, and distribution of powers, because any manager has its own interest in the company. You should clarify the possibilities of internal investigation. So when you give the report to the top managers, you must and should tell them that there's several ways how this investigation should go further, or how the results of investigation could affect the company. So they will know that there could be several ways. Also, you should explain the essence of the planned activities, so they must know what will happen inside the company, because any staff member could come to his or her manager and told, come on, why this person want to speak with me as a witness? Why this person want to get access to my computer or to my documentation? So top managers must know that internal or external investigation is now going inside the company, and they should know the reason why it's happened. And also, it's better to determine the level and the order of the report of current and final results. So before starting the internal investigation, you must inform top managers about the procedure. So like 1 per 2 weeks or once per week, you will inform the managers about the situation of internal investigation. Also, you should mention the final day when you suppose the report of investigation will be ready. So it will give you and the top managers the time frames and the understanding when the problem could be resolved. Also, you should know that around the world there are some penalties according to the FCPA and UK Bribery Act, which could affect your company and your staff, despite the fact that you are not dealing with USA or you are not the legal entity of the United Kingdom, but because of the fact that the law of US and the law of UK have the worldwide impact, it also could come to you. So it's better to know your liability. If we talk about criminal liability for UK FCPA, you should know that corporations and other business entities could be fined up to $2 million or twice the benefit received from the payment, if they will involved in illegal activity, or if they will involved in bribery of government authorities, or in leakage of private information of the customers, etc. Officers, directors, stakeholders, employers, and agents could be fined up to $1 100,000 or twice the benefit received, and also could get an imprisonment up to 5 years. If we talk about civil liability, here the Attorney General or the SEC may bring civil claims, civil actions for injunctive relief, including claims under False Claims Act against any firm or any officer, director, employee, or agent of a firm or stockholder acting on behalf of the firm who violates the anti-bribery provisions, and shareholders and derivative actions claiming loss to the corporation. Penalties according to United Kingdom Bribery Act. For individuals, it could be up to 10 years imprisonment and or a limited penalty fine. For corporations, it unlimited penalty fine and debarment from public contracting. The main question which you may ask yourself now is, how do foreign law of the UK and the US apply to citizens of other countries, and not only to citizens but also to legal entities? So here I will explain you how. First, it's when citizens are outside of their country during the performance of illegal actions of a corrupt nature that is contrary to compliance standards. So if you have in your company US or UK citizen, but your company is, for example, situated in Europe, sorry, but yeah, your staff member and maybe your legal entity will be liable in accordance to US and UK law. Second one is regarding persons who are formally outside the scope of UK and US legislation, but in connection with the use of US and UK mail server or other means of conducting international trade, as well as a system for making payments, accounts opened in US and British banks, EU countries as instrument of illegal actions. Here's example. One of your staff member sell confidential information by using US server, and your company is situated, for example, in Ukraine. So your company is based in Ukraine, and your staff use email address which use US hosting, and according to US law, such staff member and your company may be liable under FCPA US law. And the third one, in relation to officials of organizations that fall under the terms of foreign law under the sanctions of compliance standards. It's people who have public functions, like politically exposed persons or leaders of political parties, or staff members who worked in world organizations such like EU Commission, US Treasury, United Nations Commission, and so on. If you deal or try to bribe or try to sell or try to get illegal information from such people, your company, yourself, and your staff member may be liable according to US and UK law as well. So, internal investigation helps to protect compliance system. How? First of all, by anti-money laundering procedure. Because when you have your internal investigation policy, you have anti-money laundering policy, because every staff member will know that if he or she did something illegal, you or a responsible staff member could easily identify such person. Second one is it will help you to avoid sanctions. Again, if you will see example further in this webinar. If you have the procedure of internal investigation and you proceed with such procedure, and if then some government authorities somehow knew that you breached the law, but you provide your internal investigation, it will help you to avoid some sanctions from the government. It will help you to build good data protection policy and anti-corruption policy as well. So, example. First example, when the company was fined for breach FCPA law, is case of IBM 2017. They was fined for 10 million US dollars, and former IBM employee bribed a Polish official to win government contracts. Such person was also investigating allegations related to the Poland matters, as well as allegations relating to transactions in Argentina, Bangladesh, and Ukraine. IBM reached a settlement with the SEC for FCPA accounting offenses based on improper cash payments to officials in China and Korea. So this is the small example how company which based outside the EU was fined in the EU. Another example is the case of Hewlett-Packard in 2014, when they paid almost 108 million US dollars. HP Russia created excess profit margins to finance a slush fund through a buyback deal scheme, and the payments to the intermediary were then transferred through multiple layers of shell companies, some of which were directly associated with government officials, and proceeds were spent on luxury automobiles, expensive jewelry, and other items. Company did not self-report, but nevertheless, 33% of some reduction of fines for, among other things, conducting a robust internal investigation. So this is another example how law not officially but tell to companies that it's better for you to provide internal investigations and to have internal investigations, because it may help you to avoid worldwide sanctions and big fines for the company. Again, one more thing is when you have your internal investigation policy, prosecutors will less likely to charge your company because corporation timely and voluntarily disclose wrongdoing. So if the prosecutor will come to your office and you already proceed with internal investigation, you will tell the prosecutor all the information that you already know. So in this situation, it will be like self-report to the prosecutor. Also, when your internal investigation is completed and you know that there is offense, illegal action, you may report to government authority by yourself, and again it will be plus for you because you make self-report. Also, corporation cooperates by disclosing relevant facts. Also, corporation takes corrective action, disciplining wrongdoers, so you fine your staff members. And corporation has effective compliance program, because by having your internal investigation policy, you have your compliance program. What are the basic skills that an expert in the sphere of corporate investigation should have? So if you have your internal investigation committee, you should know which people should be included there. So the first of all, is the person who have ability to interpret, has attention to details, attention to big pictures. So he may see not only small things, but the big things as well, and find the main. Ability to apply rules to real life facts, risk assessment capabilities, communication skills, because as we talked about this previously, speaking with staff members and with witnesses. So yeah, good communication skills will be plus. Knowledge of compliance, internal and external legislation. So here is a small conclusion about today's webinar. Internal investigations are carried out to uncover the truth about alleged misconduct within an organization. This must be done without compromising the relationship with employees or unnecessarily damaging anyone's reputation that involves good planning. consistent execution, analytical skills, and an understanding of the legalities involved. Procedural recommendations and best practice tips can be used to apply new or revise safety guidelines to minimize the occurrence of such incidents in the future. The process of an internal investigation consists of collection and examination of written or recorded evidence, interviews with employees and witnesses, and computer and network forensic examinations. You should remember that internal investigations are an integral part of an effective compliance program as they remove the cause of the reported problem. Also, I just want to remind you that we, as Eltoma Corporate Services, offers a lot of services abroad. Is Cyprus property services, open of corporate bank accounts, legal services. Also, we hold in seminars and webinars. In addition, we also provide compliance services as we have license and register in Singapore and Cyprus. So we provide AML and counter-terrorist financing compliance services with our main focus within Singapore, Hong Kong, and UK compliance-related areas. And if you're interested in it, please follow our link. Also, we could help you with recruitment. We have Eltoma Group expanded to deliver custom recruitment services to support employees and employers within the Cyprus market to select the best person in the correct position. Also, if you and your clients is looking for some investments in Cyprus, we can help you in Cyprus real estate. Also, we have our offices all around the world. For now, it's Cyprus, Singapore, Russia, offices in St. Petersburg and Moscow, Ukraine. We have a hot phone line in United Kingdom and Hong Kong. Thank you very much for your attention and hope to see you soon. Have a good day. Bye.